Hello and welcome to Much Think, the show about thinking too much. Today we're talking Spider-Man Homecoming, aka how Sony saved face. Light spoilers to follow, although a lot of this you can probably figure out from the trailers, but that's your warning. I don't know about you, but I'm a big Spider-Man fan. I didn't hate the Amazing Spider-Man movies. The first one's pretty good. Second one... Okay, second one is not good. Let's not talk about that one. But whatever your feelings on the Spider-Man canon, I'm sure we can agree there's a big spider-shaped space missing from the current slate of superhero movies. Thankfully, Spider-Man Homecoming is great, and even goes against a lot of the conventions of modern superhero movies. And with so many superheroes out there, that's a lot of convention. What does it even mean to make a superhero movie anymore? Okay, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. This isn't going to be a straight review of Spider-Man Homecoming. There's a lot I could talk about with this film, but today I'm going to be a bit more focused and call out two specific parts of the movie that I think help explain why it works so well. It's almost cliche to point out that characters are the most important thing in a movie, but it's also true, and most modern superhero movies seem to have forgotten about it. Instead of interesting characters, we often just get more explosions and big set pieces. But at its most basic level, a good character is made up of two things: motivation and choice. Motivation is what makes us understand the hero's goals, what they want, while the way they make choices shows us in an active way who they really are.
It's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me.
Motivation is so central to Homecoming because of the way the film treats its villain. Too often we get baddies that feel like little more than the monster of the week. Invariably, they're looking to dominate something, kill something, or get revenge against someone. Loki, Red Skull, Ronin, Ultron, Pierce, that guy from Thor 2, Yellow Jacket, even Stain from Iron Man 1 are seeking to gain some kind of power. So what makes Vulture different, and why am I so fascinated by him? Well, it's mainly his motivations. He isn't interested in power or infamy. He'd actually prefer if people just left him alone. He isn't trying to take over the world or even kill anyone. Hell, the one time he does kill someone, it's an accident. He doesn't even really care about Spider-Man, which is a huge departure from how pretty much every Spider-Man film before treats the hero-villain dynamic. Instead, Vulture's motivations are based around him trying to do what's best for his family. He's trying to do a good thing, but he's chosen a bad way to do it. It's been said that a good villain believes they are the hero of their own story, and I think that 100% applies here. Michael Keaton's Vulture truly believes he is doing the right thing. By keeping the focus of the problem so small, Homecoming gives Spider-Man the room to breathe and just be an interesting character. The film isn't drowning in its villain. Even though the villain is interesting enough, we'd probably be okay with more screen time. He's not overpowered either. We feel like this is a problem Spider-Man can actually solve. Plus, it spares us from having to sit through yet another massive city destruction sequence. The most remarkable thing is that nobody's life is in danger, except in the general sense that alien weapons are dangerous. Peter's girlfriend hasn't been kidnapped, there's no damsel to rescue, Vulture is just breaking the law, and Spider-Man is the only one who can stop him. Okay, so that's motivation, but what about choice? Your character is supposed to make choices that directly influence the plot. You know, red pill, blue pill kind of stuff.
Choice. The problem is choice.
But one of the biggest complaints about big superhero movies, like, I don't know, just to pick two randomly, Batman vs. Superman and Suicide Squad, is that these characters aren't really acting. They're only reacting. They're not making choices that move them around the world of the film. They're only responding to outside forces. But in Homecoming, everything that happens in the movie is a direct result of Peter Parker's own choices. He is constantly getting himself in and out of trouble. I'll give you an example. Imagine you need to make an action set piece in the middle of your movie, somewhere public where Spider-Man gets to act heroic and save the girl. How do you do that? Maybe you choose to do it at a parade where the villain attacks and Spidey has to save everyone. But isn't that a little reactionary? Spider-Man didn't do anything to cause this situation, he just happens to be there. And maybe you can execute that scene properly and it's fun so nobody thinks about it. But what if there was another way? How about instead of Spider-Man having to solve a problem that is forced on him, how to stop a bad guy, he has to solve a problem he created, like having a bomb go off at the Washington Monument, a bomb that is only there because of Spider-Man's own actions. To paraphrase Vulture just a few scenes later, Spider-Man is playing with forces he doesn't understand, and that choice gets him into trouble. This line comes just before Spider-Man accidentally tears the Staten Island ferry in half. Vulture didn't do that. Spider-Man did. He has to solve another problem he created. Even the end of the movie is based around a choice. Often it seems inevitable that the hero has to fight the villain. But in Homecoming, Peter is given a choice. Go to Homecoming with Liz, be a normal teenager, act like none of this happened. or go after Vulture and risk losing everything. Walking into school, I honestly didn't know how Peter would handle the situation. And that's good drama. Past Spider-Man films have artificially inflated the dramatic choice by putting it in the heat of battle. Does Spidey save Mary Jane or the tramcar full of children? On the surface, it feels dramatic, but deep down, we know that for Spider-Man to be heroic, he has to find a way to solve both problems. And that's not really a choice. In Homecoming, Peter has to give up one thing to get the other. There is no way for him to go to a school dance and be Spider-Man at the same time. And that's the essence of what makes Spider-Man such a compelling character in the first place. Peter Parker, the teenager, is torn between living the life he wants and the life he needs to. I'm just glad Sony finally figured it out. And that's the video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of Spider-Man Homecoming, whether you liked it, disliked it, thoughts on what I talk about in this video, your general thoughts, maybe what you thought of Tom Holland. I thought he did a pretty good job. I'd like to see some more of him. I didn't initially plan on launching my channel with this video, but after I saw Homecoming, I knew I had to talk about it. So there is more to come from Much Think. Maybe hit the subscribe button doodad if you want to see what's coming next. The next one may or may not be Disney related. So guess we'll see. Anyway, for now, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.